Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
I think as a people, it's about time that we say no to poverty photography and the so-called charities that are created to help us Africans. If we don't stop it right now, it's going to continue to cost us money and the image that others have of us and even how we see ourselves. This is a deeper issue. Photographers will travel to Africa, not just Africa, to specific areas where they know there's poverty and there's need, and they target those that are vulnerable and take pictures to go make money. You know, once a photographer takes a picture of you, it belongs to them. They can monetize it, they can sell it, they can do anything with it, but you, the subject, have no right. You can't use it for anything because they can sue you because that photograph belongs to them. So these photographers will come to Africa, take pictures of kids without even their parents' consent, and they'll take it abroad and use it and sell it to these organizations and so-called charities that are there to help people, these NGOs, mainstream media, that are pushing this narrative of Africa's filled with poverty and famine and they're destitute. All that stories come from these photographs being taken and being used. And what's the effect, you might ask? The effect is how we are seeing the image. Not just that, it costs us even financially, because Africa is predicted to lose billions of dollars every year because of this kind of narrative. Watch this clip, we'll come back and discuss.
According to Africa No Filter report, Africa loses up to $4.2 billion annually in interest payments on its loans due to stereotypical narratives that dominate global media coverage. And in this report, it showed that there is a clear connection between media sentiment and investor perception of risk, which is closely tied to sovereign credit risk. Negative media coverage increases a country's perceived risk, which leads to higher borrowing costs. Positive media sentiment is correlated with a lower risk profile and reduced bond yield. Yet, this study found that African countries are unjustifiably perceived as higher risk by international investors, leading to significantly higher credit costs compared to countries with similar political and socio-economic conditions.
As you saw, this is costing Africa money. It is costing us the image that we have of ourselves and how others see us, and hence the way we're treated around the world is going to reflect on how they see us. And thirdly, these organizations and photographers are benefiting from someone else's suffering. And you can't tell me that is right. That is morally wrong. And I think it's about time that we say no to this. I watched a video of a brother talking about poverty photography, and I think he gave a great example of how this is affecting us. Watch this clip, we'll come back and discuss.
Here we are going to be talking about poverty photography and the ethics around photography. So the general rule is usually just because you can take a picture, it doesn't mean you should take every picture. And I'm going to be talking about a famous YouTuber called Manny Ortiz. If you are a person that watches a lot of YouTube around photography, you've probably come across his channel. Recently, he did a trip to Kenya, and on this trip, I believe it was sponsored by Sony, and they were showcasing new lenses, or rather they were testing out new lenses. There's one thing he did while he was in Kenya which was totally shocking, to say the least, where he took pictures of young kids, and then how he presented these pictures was, to be honest, personally, and I think most people in Kenya thought that was just degrading, because those pictures, first, if you looked at them, they did not tell any story. You're like, what exactly are you trying to depict with these pictures? And what I'm going to do is just show you the pictures quickly. I'm going to obviously blur the faces of the kids, and I'm just going to read the caption he wrote on Instagram with these pictures. So he had uploaded 15 pictures of different kids, and the caption was, easily the most precious subject that I've ever had in front of my lens. It's amazing how a photograph can connect people of all the world. And yeah, I didn't get the rest, but obviously this is just like, some self-loathing, self-gratuitous, I'm trying to find the big words to describe this, whereby, he's trying to make himself like, he has been enlightened and whatnot, all these, gibberish bullshit that people keep saying. And you're like, what exactly was the point of one, these pictures, and what exactly was the point of this caption, that justifies taking pictures of young kids, especially if they're not your kids. Like, you have no business taking pictures of other people's children. For example, I moved to the UK just over a year ago, and the entire time I've been here, I can imagine there's a few times I've seen kids, just playing around or walking about, and it has never crossed me even once the entire time I've been here to like take pictures, using either my phone or my camera and take pictures of those kids. In this kind of climate, in this kind of society, if I was to do that, I will be branded maybe like, I don't know, a pedophile, or I'll be branded, a foreigner who's, doing all these kind of bad things. So it won't go down well, for me taking pictures of young kids. And it's a bit shocking that so many Europeans and also Americans, when they travel to Africa, and I believe it also to Asia, what is the obsession with taking pictures of kids?
As you saw, that brother's name is Diaz Nash on TikTok. He was giving us example of how people are monetizing from our kids and making money off of them, while on the same note ruining our image and how we see ourselves and how we interact with the world. Anyways, fam, let us know down below what your thoughts are about poverty photography. I am Wongel